and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Time now for New Business on Main Street with your host, Russell. Each week, Russell takes an in-depth look at another exciting business. To get in on the discussion, call toll-free 888-565-1470. Now, let's talk business. Your business. With today's guest, here's Russell.
Well, welcome again, once again, back to New Business on Main Street, New Business on Wall Street, because we're going to cover both aspects of this, because the company that we will be talking about is on Wall Street, and you can buy the stock. It's, what, $77 a share, but you talk about that in a minute. So thank you very much for listening, and what we do each week, we bring to you, I believe, some of the best businesses or some of the best ideas about businesses in the world, but we want you to have some options in terms of your retirement, in terms of your lifestyle. And so here we are. Thank you once again for tuning in. And we have husband and wife team. First time I've had that. Michael and Jennifer and Gutschmidt.
That's right.
Okay.
That's
right. Is that pretty good?
That's really
excellent. That's excellent.
That's
better than most.
It's probably going to be on the screen. So anyway, yeah. Hey, thank you, sir, for being with us, and madam, thank you for being on.
Thank you for having us.
Listen, you are with Prime America, and it's a 44-year-old company. It's on the New York Stock Exchange, and they did it $1.4 billion last year. I mean, come on, that's a great company,
it's
44 years old. So it's not a fly-by-night. It's not a if it's going to make it.
No.
No. All right, we can talk about the essence of what it does, but just quickly, Mike, if you will, you are a traditional business owner.
That's correct.
And so let's talk about what kind of business you have, when you started, and how it's coming for you.
I have a commercial flooring business. I've been in the business for over 30 years. I've owned the company for over 25 years.
Uh-huh.
I had sold the company in 1999 to DuPont, reopened it again.
Oh, you did sell it?
Yeah.
From DuPont?
Yes, yeah.
So that's called mucho dinero.
Yeah, right. And I got introduced to Primerica through Jennifer, my wife, and I'm very excited about the opportunity.
Wow.
There's no ceiling here.
Right.
Residual income. It's very appealing.
Okay.
A lot less heartache, a lot less headache.
Your business, you were doing big numbers at one point. What kind of numbers were before you sold it?
We were getting close to $4 million gross a year.
Wow.
In the commercial flooring.
Right.
That's pretty much what we were doing.
You had a lot of employees?
At peaks, probably about 60. Yeah.
That's a kindergarten, isn't it?
Yeah, we were in a lot of states doing a lot of work.
That was a big business.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did some good work.
Yeah.
So to even come to Primerica it's a big step.
Yeah.
A good step.
What did you see to come out of a traditional business that you had, doing that kind of money, $4 million a year or better? And
like I said, there's no ceiling, the residual income.
Okay.
It's a lot less headaches. You don't have to carry payroll. You don't have to worry about getting paid. The construction industry is notorious for slow paying or no paying.
Okay.
That's another thing. Even your accounts receivable, they're not guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
This company's proven, credible. Anything you write here is your own money. There's no expenses per se.
Mm.
Everything you have is online.
Wow.
It's pretty easy. You don't have to carry inventory. You don't have to carry a bunch of employees. Everybody works as a team.
Right.
That's, I think, the most appealing thing is your team, instead of having to carry along employees.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of burden to make sure families survive.
Right.
When you have a company, you want to make sure your employees are doing well. In Primerica, we all work together. So that's
about 2 years, and I taught in New Jersey for about 18 years. I taught history, economics, and I loved it. It was fantastic. Came to Florida. I taught 1 year in Florida and decided, I'm thinking at this point, potentially I need a career change. I started dabbling in some other things, and then I met someone who worked with Primerica who introduced the opportunity to me. From there, I met him at his office, and I did an opportunity meeting with a bunch of other people. other recruits. So they all came into the opportunity meeting, and somebody proposed a 30-minute PowerPoint presentation about the entire company, the inception with Art Williams, their mission statement to help Middle America build wealth, their mission statement to thwart traditional insurance companies that are taking money away from hardworking people, and to introduce to people an opportunity, part-time or full-time, how to really control their own money and make money for themselves and leave a legacy for their family. So I hear all that, and I am in.
So you're in?
I'm in.
No reservations?
No, I had a lot of reservations.
Okay.
But I was so excited about this opportunity to not only do something really great for my family, but to help all these other families. As we know, Middle America is struggling. Morgan Stanley is not going to help Middle America. These big financial firms aren't helping Middle America. I want to help them. In my dealings with students, I had so many kids who were seniors who knew nothing about money, didn't know how to write checks, didn't know anything about interest rates, and they were going to be released into the world in college. And we didn't teach them any financial literacy. And I always felt that that was a disservice. And when I saw this opportunity and I was able to then teach anyone who wants to learn, I was very much on board.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you've been aboard for about a year now?
Since November 2016.
Coming up on November again. So how is it coming?
It's coming really good.
Okay.
If you had asked me 2 years ago if I'd be doing this, I would say no. And I say this all the time to people. Primerica has changed my life, because I went from teaching, which I loved, to now being a licensed life insurance provider, a Series 6 securities provider, and able to talk to anyone and everyone and change their lives. And to have somebody look at you and say, I didn't know this, thank you. It's amazing that you know that you're teaching them as they move forward. And then to get to meet people like you, of course, obviously, has been tremendous. We have met the nicest people, and Primerica's structure and the people who work in the hierarchies in this company are probably some of the most amazing people that I've met in my entire life.
But briefly, Mike, you're in the hierarchy, you're in the RVP's office and that kind of thing. The person you are working with upline from you, who is that person?
It's Roosevelt Desir.
Okay. And then above him is some other RVPs?
So from up there would be Rob Traeger, but really we're in the hierarchy. It's called the buyer hierarchy.
Okay.
And that's Rhonda and Jerry Buyer.
How long have they been in business?
They've been in the business for about 30 years.
Is that all?
Is that all?
30 years.
About 30 years, yeah.
So they must be doing very, very well.
They are doing, I think the word's tremendous.
Yeah.
They're doing tremendous. What they have done, so we went to the convention in June 2017. It was in Indianapolis at the Lucas Oil Stadium. 45,000 people came to this convention. 45,000 very excited Primericans. And one of the highlights of the Primerican convention was when they marched out 82 millionaires from this company.
A year.
Yeah, earners over a lifetime from this company, and they would call how much they've made over their lifetime with this company. 82.
Wow.
Incredible. And they started with people who had been here for 10 years, and they've so far been paid out by Primerica like 1.5, all the way up to our hierarchy, which was so exciting. And they are in the top 10.
Wow.
And they had been paid out over $40,000.
40,000.
That's 40 million.
Oh, wow.
Right? Because that's a number you can't even think of, right? 40 million up to the people who have made the most, which are the hierarchy is called the Boussants, and they have made over $92 million.
The Boussants, yeah. Bob Boussant.
Yeah, that's right. Bob Boussant.
Yeah, I remember the name. Yeah. I go back to that day. Bob Boussant and Art Williams and all that back in the 80s. Yeah. I was there for a minute or two. But anyway, we're talking about you today. So for the people who, let's say, we got to talk about the services you provide. You said that you're really concerned about financial literacy because when you were in teaching the kids, they had no idea of how to save anything and how to manage the checkbook or manage their finances. Don't you think that's true with most people here in America?
I do.
Yeah. What's in terms of looking at the masses of people, middle class Americans who pay paycheck to paycheck, many of whom do that, and that's just sad. But but you can teach people how not to do that.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about that. What would you be teaching?
Well, the first step that I would do if I were meeting with, I like to do husband and wife clients together so that everybody's on board with our financial game plan. Mm-hmm. The first thing that we do is sit down and I do what's called a financial needs analysis. And this is free for everyone. I'm not trying to sell anything. The first thing I want to do is educate. That's my first priority. So I do a financial needs analysis, which has been developed by Primerica.
Oh.
It asks a series of questions, including debt, goals, dreams, what do you want your financial independence date to be, upcoming expenses, potentially childcare, vehicles that you might have a 16-year-old. You might have to talk about insurance needs, college, if that's something that they're planning for. Put together a whole financial wellness program. If there's a lot of debt, we do something called debt stacking to teach couples or individuals how to pay down one debt so that they can eventually pay all their debts down. Mm-hmm. By the end of that, we can project at what point you will be debt-free.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's great, yeah.
We sit, we do it together. I make an appointment to come back, and I will give you a whole financial needs analysis booklet personalized just to what we talked about. Mm-hmm. And it will give you a financial game plan.
Wow. Which many people don't have.
Right.
I mean...
Most people.
Right.
And that's sad, isn't it?
Very.
And the richest country in the world.
Yeah.
That's so far. We're kind of in debt these days, but with all the great opportunities we have, mm-hmm. and we're not taught how to manage our money. Is something wrong with that picture, or am I wrong?
No, you're
Mike, what do you think?
You're spot on.
Why?
Spot on. Well, I think some of it has to do with the school system. You don't get taught to succeed in life.
Oh.
You get taught to go on for more school.
I see.
College. And what does that cost you? Money. And then you live society. That's how we're taught. You go into society and you work and pay debt.
And get a good job.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And get a good retirement. And get a gold watch.
That's right.
And get
right.
Is that right?
Well, I think that's
going by the way.
Used to be the old,
No more watches.
I think that used to be the
no
post,
more retirement.
Yeah, that used to be the post-World War 1950s, 60s dream. But
I was raised on that.
Forward.
I was raised on that. Yeah. Break time. Okay. All right. He says, the engineer says, break time. Listen, when we come back, we want to talk about the kind of services you provide, because
Absolutely.
you do have an array of services that you really provide for the people to be financially healed, if you will, go with health. This is the Health and Wealth Station of South Florida, 1470 AM, 95.3 FM.
Welcome to the New Business on Main Street, www.newbusinessonmainstreet.com. Networking has come of age, and many of our solid, stable, and financially free networking companies are now on the Dow and the NASDAQ. Many of the stocks of these premier companies have had serious gains in the past few years. Warren Buffett said, investing in networking has been the best investment I have ever made. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, says rich people build networks, poor people look for jobs. Donald Trump has made millions of dollars from networking. Paul Zane Filzer, an economic advisor, and Malcolm Gladwell, author of the book The Tipping Point, says billions of dollars will be transferred to networkers over the next 10 years. Malcolm Gladwell says future generations will become very wealthy using word-of-mouth advertising. He says 67% of all goods and services are purchased by recommendations and referrals. Your economic future is in the hands of word-of-mouth advertising. It is the new way of doing business on Main Street and Wall Street. You can join us in acquiring economic freedom and security coupled with time freedom. Go to newbusinessonmainstreet.com. That's www.newbusinessonmainstreet.com. NewBusinessOnMainStreet.com. President Calvin Coolidge said, "Nothing can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than the unsuccessful man with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education alone will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The problems of our society will be answered by those who are persistent and who are dedicated to change things for the better." Join us at newbusinessonmainstreet.com. Steve Jobs said, "Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact. Everything around you that you can call life was made up by people no smarter than you, and you can change it. You can influence it. Once you learn that, you will never be the same again." Join us at newbusinessonmainstreet.com or call 561-302-2588. You're listening to today's edition of New Business on Main Street. To join the show, call in toll-free 888-565-1470. Now, back to the business at hand. Here's Russell.
Well, welcome back. The Health and Wealth Station of South Florida. And that's what we do. We try to present each and every week health product, but we're doing that last week. This week, financial needs analysis. I haven't done a show on this, but it's really very important in one's life. When you look at, and you can give us the statistic, for instance, if we were to take 100% of the people, and then we can go right back to where we left off, in the United States who are working adults, teachers, preachers, doctors, lawyers, what percentage of those people save anything at all? Would you have a number?
I think it's like 72%. And of those 72%, the savings really do not save. Do not save. And of that number, I read a statistic. I don't want to quote it because I don't remember the whole statistic, but more Americans will never be able to retire than will retire. Or more Americans will retire, but they will retire on welfare.
Wow. Well, yeah, welfare. That's a little low, isn't it? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I saw the baby boomers, particularly those born between 1946 and 64. 76 million of them. You already know all these statistics. But they're retiring now at the rate of 10,000 persons a day.
Right.
And the average retirement income, they say it's somewhere around $40,000 a year.
Right.
Which is inclusive of Social Security. And so sometimes that may not take them all the way, right?
Well, if you think about when you retire, you really need to set yourself up for, I always say this, what happens if you live too long?
Right.
You are going to run out of money. And as we age, medical needs increase.
True.
As we age, our need for medication, potentially help within the home. And these things really haven't been planned for. Additionally, Social Security. We've heard this a long time now. Social Security is going by the wayside, and they're really looking to potentially privatize Social Security.
Yeah, I think Donald Trump had mentioned that, or at least he's considering.
I mean, they've been talking about that for years and years and years and years and years.
And it probably will be done.
Yeah.
I think we're in trouble. I know the United States is $19 trillion in debt, and then not counting the unfunded Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, which is another $80 trillion. I mean, I think we have a problem. What do you think,
I
Mike?
think so.
Yeah.
That's a big problem.
Yeah. Why do you think 75% of the people who are teachers, preachers, doctors, lawyers, whatever, are not saving anything at all, Mike?
Too many expenses.
Wow.
They owe too much money.
Wow.
Buy too much.
Jennifer, how are we going to help them? What do you got to help them?
First, education.
Okay.
So I have talked to a lot of people, and a lot of times when I say, well, where does your money go? They're like, I don't know. They don't know where their money goes. And it turns out you sit down with them and you look at insurance products. They're paying for products they don't need.
Okay.
So that's a fact. So if you run the gamut, people are paying for potentially insurance products they don't need, or their cell phone bills. They're doing all the bells and whistles that they don't need any of that. Just excessive expenses that they think they need rather than living within their means. And then there's also the big issue of credit debt. Credit card debt is huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Buy now, pay later, think about it later.
I've done that.
We all have.
But you mentioned insurance. You do sell insurance.
We do. One of the products that we sell is insurance for income protection.
Yeah, for income protection. You just made a statement about income insurance you don't need. What insurance would you not need?
Whole life.
Whole life? What?
Whole life insurance.
Everybody buys whole life.
They should not be buying whole life.
Well, okay. Tell us why.
Whole life insurance is an insurance product where it's sold as you have a death benefit, so that's the face amount. Then you have a side savings account that is supposed to accumulate over a small interest. It's a separate account. It's not considered part of your face value. Your premium gets split into both your face value for your death account and your side savings account. So it's all your money. When it's sold whole life, the agents typically say, oh, this is great. You'll accumulate some money, and if you ever want to use it, you can take the money out of the whole life account.
I've heard that.
Right. That sounds like a great idea. It's almost like a built-in savings plan.
Okay.
Right?
And that's what they tell you.
And that's 100% what they tell you. Then you go to take your money out, and it turns out you're borrowing your own money at a very high interest rate. So now I have to pay back a loan on my own money. That doesn't seem
Is it a Madoff
fair.
Company? No, I'm just kidding. No.
Well, the other side of that.
But that's true. You say that in a whole life policy, they always tell you this is a savings plan.
Right.
Don't they?
Oh, fact.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Go ahead.
it's a savings plan with your own money. Then you borrow your own money and pay interest on your own money. And when you don't pay it back, they take that money off of your death benefit. So if you
Subtract it from the death
That's
benefit.
correct.
Wow.
But the law, I think, if I remember correctly, what did they say? The average death claim in this country is $63,000.
Yeah.
The average is $63,000.
$63,000. That's the average death
That's the
claim in this
average.
country.
That's it.
That's it.
For a family of four or
That's
whatever.
it. $63,000. That's the average death claim in the country.
And that's because their whole life policy.
I don't know if they all are.
But a lot of them are. A lot of people.
Yeah, we just looked at one today, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, we sat down with a client today and we just looked at a whole life policy today.
Very interesting.
Okay, so the big industry, well, I don't want to call the names of it, but the big insurance companies have traditional. Well, they fought Art Williams on this a
Yes,
long
they
time.
did, yeah.
Prudential, Allstate,
All of them.
Yeah, 'cause they make money.
MetLife, yeah.
They're making a ton of money. Of course, they would fight someone who's fighting the system.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Because Art came up with a phrase. What was that? Buy
Term.
Buy term, invest the difference.
Invest the difference.
Yes, sir.
And they didn't like that.
No, because it takes money out of their pocket. Whole life's very expensive compared to term life.
Okay.
There you go.
The other side of whole life is, let's say you decide as a whole life policy owner not to borrow your own money.
Okay.
And you think, oh, this is great.
Of course.
I want to help my
savings.
family because I'll have this side savings account. So when I'm no longer with my family to help them, they will get what's accumulated in my savings account. That is not what happens. The side savings account goes back to the insurance company.
Wait a minute. I'm lost here. So you have the face amount. Let's assume the face amount is $100,000. And I have the policy for 30 years. Let's just give it
sure.
And then so I get $100,000 just in case to go to my family in case I leave. Right? Then in that, there's a savings portion. Let's call it $50,000.
Right, sure.
The savings.
Yep.
So they don't get the 100 and they don't get the 50,000?
No, they get the face amount only. The 50,000 goes back.
Only if they die.
Oh, if they die, yeah. But the $50,000 goes back to the insurance
Wait a
company.
minute, that's my 50.
I know.
And it goes back to the insurance
It
company?
does.
That's hard to believe.
That's how they afford to build those really, really big, shiny buildings.
But people don't know this.
We're working on it. We're working on spreading
They
the
keep
word.
the 50,000 and give you the face amount.
Correct.
The savings that you accumulated
Correct.
gets to stay in their pockets.
Yes.
Maybe I need an insurance company.
All right, we'll talk after. Yeah.
Wow. I guess many people, are people surprised when you tell them that?
Yes.
Wow.
Very surprised.
Wow.
So as we went back to Art Williams, who started this company, in 1977, found this out the hard way when his mother was the recipient of a defunct policy. His father passed away when he was young. They thought they had more money in the policy. Turned out they had very little money in the policy, and it changed his whole life.
It certainly did. He went on a crusade.
He went on a crusade,
Yeah.
for sure.
Wow.
He went on a crusade to educate people and to honestly just take the insurance companies down that are, he felt, dishonest.
They didn't like him for that.
No, not even a little. They spent a lot of money trying to discredit him. A lot of money.
A lot of money. And he built a big organization, obviously, when he did, after 11 years, he sold it.
He did.
For about $892 million, whatever it was. I think somewhere in there. And then Prime America took it over.
That's right.
Right. City.
Right, so Citigroup was a part of, took over the part of Primerica.
Right.
And then Citigroup did fairly well with it. However, the subsidiary, Primerica, decided they wanted to be their own entity.
Right.
Took it back, and then in 2010 went public on the New York Stock Exchange.
And the stock today is what, $77, somewhere around there?
Yeah, I didn't look at it today, but it's in the 77.
Yeah, it's a good buy.
It's a great buy.
Great buy, yeah. Very solid company. $1.4 billion last year, and they have about 100,000 reps like you, and somewhere around 2,000 employees, somewhere in that vicinity. I was just looking up.
Yep, in our main office in Atlanta, Georgia, we have a whole incredible, and I can't even say enough, incredible support system of 2,000 employees that will help you from soup to nuts to build your business with any question that you have regarding products, handling clients, claims. They're amazing.
Right, and you do annuities and you buy term and invest. We want to talk about it a little bit, but first, if people want to look it up, get in touch with you, how would they do that?
Oh, I mean, the easiest way to get in touch with me really is just call me.
Okay.
And my number is 973-271-5181. And I am more than happy to discuss with someone if you want to set up a financial needs analysis, which is free, just so you can be educated and see where your money's going. I would love to do that.
Okay. Now, so that's free, that's free. Analysis.
Yep.
Right. And then you also were talking about buy term and invest the difference.
Correct.
Could you explain that a little bit?
Right. So our goal is to help people create their own wealth.
Okay.
And Primerica, you actually said it best. What was it? We're the only insurance company who wants you to not have need for insurance.
That's right.
Oh, yeah?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're the only insurance company that doesn't want you to have insurance. They want you to become financially independent.
Okay. Well, we'll come back with that. That's a good concept. That's a good statement.
Sure is.
Okay. To say, we don't want you to have insurance.
That's right.
We want you to be independent, self-sufficient people.
Right.
That's right.
Yep.
Back in a moment, right here. The Health and Wealth Station of South Florida, 1470 AM, 95.3 FM.
You don't need anyone to tell you that times are tough. You have probably been searching for that elusive, guaranteed, secure job with all those wonderful benefits. Well, those jobs are gone. Downsized, outsourced, capsized, and eliminated by technology. It's a new day. We have to adopt new ways of earning a serious income. So, if you are positive, bright, friendly, ambitious, and have vision, we can help you. We have an international marketing company expanding in your area, and we are seeking someone with experience in teaching, public speaking, or who has owned or operated a business. For further information, go to www.newbusinessonmainstreet.com. If you are self-confident and you have strong self-image, self-esteem, we can help you. Go to newbusinessonmainstreet.com if you are willing to take risk and you are willing to educate yourself. Then the income for your future is unlimited. Call 561-302-2588. It's the New Business on Main Street. An ad placed in a newspaper in 1908 by Ernest Shackleton, who wanted to be the first man to cross Antarctica, read this way: men wanted for a hazardous journey. Small wages, bitter cold, long months of complete darkness, constant danger,
safe return doubtful, honor and recognition in case of success. 27 men answered the ad and went with him on the failed expedition. Today we have social media marketing, and we are seeking men and women to market a new product internationally. The business is open in 30 countries. Commission income only. Extremely small starting income in the beginning. A six-figure lifetime residual income is possible after 3 to 5 years of hard work. Join us at newbusinessonmainstreet.com or call 561-302-2588. You're listening to today's edition of New Business on Main Street. To join the show, call in toll-free 888-565-1470. Now, back to the business at hand. Here's Russell.
Well, thank you very much for listening. I tell you what an eye-opener this is. Talk about Prime America. Invest in your own life, if you will, buy term to protect yourself. And once you get enough savings and accumulated funds that you don't need insurance.
Right.
Let's talk about that.
So the goal is to buy term, which is term insurance can be 10, 15, 25, 30, 35 years. Mm-hmm. And there's just a specific face value. There's no savings component to it. There's just a specific face value. And when the person passes away, that's the beneficiary gets that face value.
Okay.
So it's very simple. It's a very clean process. It's very simple. The other piece to that is because term insurance is less expensive than whole life, the goal is to take whatever money you have left over. Let's say you feel you can do $150 a month, mm-hmm. and your term life a month costs $100. The goal is to take that extra $50, put it over into an investment vehicle, whether that be an annuity, a variable annuity, a mutual fund, an IRA. After we sit with clients, we figure out the suitability and what's your best investment vehicle so that you begin to grow your own money.
Okay. Now, let's say that I'm 18 years old. I have $50 that I put away each month mm-hmm. for the next 30 years. Mm-hmm. What kind of money will they give me?
Well, it's so hard to say because...
Approximately. Ballpark.
Well, I'll tell you, here's the thing. Mutual funds have given a return of 11.77% since 1929.
Okay. That's a good number.
Right? So therefore, if you were at 18 to put consistently, without touching the money, to put it away, and you always have to make sure that you're not guaranteeing anything to anybody because the stock market is so volatile at times, but not now. You could be looking at doubling your money every 6 years because it's the rule of 72. Every 6 years your money doubles. So at that point, if you are ready to retire, let's say you want to retire at age 56, you could be upwards of $1 million.
Right.
Upwards.
Right.
And that's a conservative estimate.
Right. And that's better than the figures that you just quoted.
Oh, absolutely.
You quote the figures. Let's give those figures.
It was $63,000 in the death benefit? Is that what you were looking at?
Yeah, $63,000.
Yeah. That's the average death benefit.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I think the million beats that $63,000.
I'd say a little bit.
About a small stretch.
How long would $63,000 last?
1 year.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Stretch it a year and a half.
Cell phone payments, maybe.
Man, that's a big difference. And you were talking about, Mike, that the savings among people is just absolutely low. Why so low? I mean, what do you think?
1 in 3 people have zero money for retirement.
1 in 3 people.
It's just not trained. You're not trained that way. Society is not. We're not brought up in society that way. But even getting out of college, again, you're already in debt.
Right.
And who has the debt? The banks. It's all about the banks. The banks make the money.
Yeah, I mean, this seems almost like we go back to Too Big to Fail, the motion picture.
Oh yeah, you're 100% right. Bail out, bail out, bail out. Yeah.
Yeah, if you for those people who have not seen the motion picture Too Big to Fail, I think you need to see that motion picture. That's a true story.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 2007, 2008, 2009, mm-hmm. and then The Big Short is another good story.
That's another excellent. Really, to talk about the housing crisis.
Yeah,
that's an excellent film.
Fannie Mae and that was a fiasco. Mm-hmm. They split up some good money.
Yep.
Anyway, so and here we are. So you have a job to do, Jennifer and Mike. You guys got a job to do, teaching people. So again, if people need to sit down with you or mm-hmm. call you, mm-hmm. make an appointment, and you do a financial needs analysis,
Free.
needs analysis.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
To help people to see the big picture and to protect themselves.
That's the goal, to make sure you protect yourself. And Primerica wants everyone to be able to build their own wealth. You be in charge of your wealth.
Right.
Don't rely on anyone else, because the vehicle is there. It's not like, oh my goodness, how do I do this? Primerica has a proven track record of a vehicle that's there. And there's many different ways you can earn money in Primerica. You can be someone who bought term and invest the difference, and therefore your mutual funds or your IRAs or your annuities all grow. Or you could be someone who's attracted to the business.
Okay.
And we could teach you how to do the business.
Let's talk about that for a minute. So I want to join you guys as an agent, if you will. Is that a good term?
Sure.
That's good. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll join you as an agent. I'm a Primerica agent. What would I have to do?
So the first thing that we would do in Primerica, sit down, talk about your goals, where you want to be. Do you want to be full-time? Do you want to be part-time? One of the things I love about Primerica is that people can do this part-time and make some significant income without having to leave their full-time job, because I think that's very scary. You have this guaranteed income from your full-time job, paycheck, but you hear this opportunity. Want to make sure that people understand this opportunity comes with some hard work. You don't show up and I don't hand checks out there's some work. But the more excited you become when you start making your own money, there's something to be said about making your own money on your own hard work rather than just showing up and being paid. Therefore, I really love the part-time opportunity for Primerica. You could make $1,000 a month part-time, $5,000 a month. It's up to you. Really.
And you teach
I teach the whole thing. So you come on board. The first thing we need to talk about is getting life licensed. You need to have, in Florida, a Florida insurance license. We do it many ways. We sign you up for class. It's free, so that you get your Florida license.
Oh, okay.
It's a 4-day class. It's free.
No cost.
No cost.
No cost.
And you get materials. You get the books. The instructors are amazing.
Sound like a good school.
It's a great school.
Yeah.
It's a great school, right?
No college loan.
No college loan. I like this.
Yeah. And the materials are amazing. So it's 4 days. The instructors are completely available to you. If you have any questions, you take practice tests. And before you go take your actual Florida state test, you take a final test. Therefore, you really are in a ballpark. You're not going to walk into this test blind knowing, am I going to fail? Am I not going to fail? So that's the first thing that we do. We walk through the process of getting ready to take the Florida state test. I have also, although I don't teach those courses currently, I have also tutored a lot of the people who work with us on the side. They come into my office. We've made study guides. Mike has done an amazing job with study guides. Talking, amazing job.
Yeah, we got
talking with people, quizzing people. We currently have a 100% pass rate.
So 100% of the people that you have trained have passed the test?
Yes.
That's correct. Yeah.
So I don't have to have any fear about not passing the test.
No, you have no fear.
I'm saying, Okay.
And right to the very end, what do you need from me? Let's go over this. We do everything that we can to make sure that they pass the test. So the first thing is you get your life license. The next thing we want to do, really, in the process of all of this, while you're studying and getting ready, is to get you out into the field to be trained. So one of us goes with you. Either you come when we have an appointment. Let's say I have an appointment. I have a client, and you've never done this before, and you don't know anybody. You come with me, sit with me, and we will go through the whole process of how to be trained, working at what we call the kitchen table. The kitchen table is when we go to somebody's house, we do the financial needs analysis, we go over all the products, and I will take trainees on as many kitchen tables as they would like to go on until they're comfortable.
Okay. So you have life insurance. I mean, you have annuities, you have car insurance down the road, because you need a special license for that, for property and casualty.
Correct.
Probably for that.
So initially you get your life insurance.
But you have all of that available.
Absolutely.
Annuities, Series 6,
yes.
all of that available down the road when people are ready.
That's right.
But you can always make money before then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just with, right.
If you get your life insurance license in Florida, you can sell life insurance and annuities.
Okay.
You do not need a securities license to sell annuities in Florida.
Well, that can be important then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's good.
The downline is probably
Right.
one of the most important
Mike,
things.
you were saying?
The downline is probably the most important. When you recruit somebody for 6 levels below you,
Right.
you will get a percentage, not of their commission, because everybody's level is based on whatever you've attained. So the people above you do not cut into anything you make, but you get some part of the money, the people below you. So you're getting what's called an override in the company. Right. That's a very appealing and attractive incentive.
That happens in real estate. A broker will get a piece of the action.
Right.
A life insurance agent.
That's right.
It's
Real
similar,
estate
it's
agent.
similar to
Same
real
broker.
estate. Yeah.
Real estate broker does the same thing, right?
Same format.
Right.
Same thing.
Same format, yeah.
Same
That's
thing.
The
excellent.
goal is for everybody that we work with to help them build a business within the business.
Right.
So we have another couple that we've recruited. We worked with the husband today.
Oh, good.
We went over how to write a life application for insurance, so when he goes to meet people. We went over annuities, because with his life insurance license, he can do annuities. And our goal is to help him not only build his own clientele, but to get out into the community to find other people that he can teach to do this.
Okay.
So that he will have his then own downline of people who work
right.
with him.
That's right.
And the goal with that is for everyone that you recruit in your downline, you make a commission on what they sell. It doesn't touch their commission, so it's not like you're splitting anything.
I hear you.
You make a percentage of what they sell.
That's right.
Mike, you still have your traditional business, and
I do, yes,
with
I do, yeah.
employees
That's
and all that.
correct.
And so you excited then?
I'm very excited. This is phenomenal.
Because you have your traditional business
That's
that you've
right.
been doing for many, many years, last 30 years or
That's
more,
correct.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
Very successfully.
That's correct. Yeah,
And now on the side, you're making some additional money
that's correct.
for your retirement.
Building our team.
Building your team.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
So, wow. So you can become part of the rich and the famous.
Maybe, I don't know.
I love it.
Maybe not so much famous, but take the rich.
So for the people who really are interested and really, really seriously taking a look at the financial wherewithal, they can always call you.
Absolutely.
correct.
Okay, Mike, what is that number?
It's 973-271-5181.
Okay, great. And then you have an office that they
Yes.
can visit?
Yes.
sir.
And the whole 9 yards.
Yes, sir.
Let's take a break. I want to come back and talk about something else in terms of your school, your training, and you're planning on doing some financial literacy programs around the Boca, Wellington, wherever, libraries, wherever. Okay, we'll come back in a minute and talk about that. Let's take a break. 1470 AM, 95.3 FM. This is the Health and Wealth Station of South Florida.
Like you and millions of Americans, I grew up believing that if you worked hard and got a good education and played by the rules, you could find a secure job and take care of your family. But for too many hardworking people, that's not the way things are today. The good jobs for us and our children are not there anymore. 54% of our college graduates are either unemployed or underemployed, and many of them are now going back home to live with a family because they cannot meet their obligations living alone. Student loans have now topped $1.1 trillion with no hope of ever being repaid. The average American has no savings at all. The unofficial number for unemployment is more than 20%. We have a problem. There must be a better way. Go to New Business on Main Street. See that there is a better way. Join us with a better way. Go to newbusinessonmainstreet.com or call 561-302-2588. That's 561-302-2588. The world is changing faster than ever. Technology is accelerating, job security is declining, and income inequality is increasing. People are overworked and underpaid with less time freedom. People are left wondering if there is a better way. Yes, there is a better way.
Social media marketing and networking are the new ways of earning economic security and time freedom in the 21st century. Call Russ, 561-302-2588, and let him help you find the better way. The documentary Rise Movie brings together today's best experts and thought leaders to explain how you should now view work and wealth. Your search for a better way is over. The answer is here. Your future awaits, and there are no limits. Please view risemovie.com or call 561-302-2588. Join us at newbusinessonmainstreet.com.
You're listening to today's edition of New Business on Main Street. To join the show, call in toll-free 888-565-1470. Now, back to the business at hand. Here's Russell.
Hey, thank you very much for tuning in. We are talking about financial literacy. We're talking about managing your own money, retiring comfortably with sufficient capital so you can travel the world over, right? Mm-hmm. And Mike and Jennifer, they really have a good program here with Prime America, which is 44 years old, by the way, 44 years old. And you've helped hundreds of thousands of people all across the world, millions, if you will, in terms of the United States. Go ahead.
Primerica has a great video on YouTube called a Company of Destiny.
Oh, okay.
And it talks about the whole history of Primerica, including how it started, the original 30 agents, what they thought, how it was going, and lastly, how other insurance companies tried to take them down.
Wow.
It's a great movie.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Too big to fail, but no, I'm just saying. Hey, we have a caller. Jane, are you there? We have a caller.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I'm here.
Right, Jane, thank you very much for calling in. How are you today?
Oh, my day is great. I've been listening to the show, and I just want to compliment your guests for providing such a needed service, because it's one thing to make money, but it's another thing to keep it.
Tell me about it.
And the service that you guys are providing is so needed. And I have a foundation called Empowered Woman Foundation, and these are the kind of services that I look forward to bringing to the women that I'll be working with, because I'm focusing on helping them develop their entrepreneurial skills and earning income and becoming self-sufficient. But I know from my own personal experience that earning it is one thing and keeping it is another. So I really admire the work that you're doing. And as an entrepreneur, I really admire the fact that you're creating your own wealth, your own income, and that you're working with helping people keep some of theirs. And that is God's work as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Jennifer and Mike are prepared to do a lot of seminars and workshops all across the broad base of South Florida. I think Jennifer is going to be talking about going to the library up in Boca Raton. That's on Yamato and 440 State Route 7 on the 20th of August. We got to get that information out, 20th of August. Mm-hmm. And that's a Sunday from 1 to 3. And anybody can come and sit in and learn how to manage themselves and manage their money. So that's one of the things you're going to do. Mm-hmm. Plus, you're talking about doing an adult curriculum program at Florida State?
FAU. Correct, yeah.
Right.
It's a 4-week curriculum on how to manage money, create your own wealth, and then, just like Jane said, keep money.
Right,
That's
absolutely.
Right.
Most important.
Yeah.
And then, Jane, you can get your folks together, and she will come and do a needs analysis for you, a financial needs analysis for your group.
That sounds wonderful. I'll definitely look forward to that. And as an entrepreneur, I really appreciate. I had a couple that I helped. They'd never made more than $500 a week in their lives, and I helped them make $10,000 a month. So, of course, I thought that was like a really big deal. And then later, they had increased their expenses so that they were in more stress than they were when they were just living on $2,000 a month. So I've learned it's not totally how much you make, but it's how you manage what you make. So that's a really important message for all of us to hear. And I was a guest on Russ's show last week talking about an entrepreneurial program that I'm really excited about, an opportunity for people to start their own business, home-based business, etc. So, and I'm really excited about the work that you're doing. I admire entrepreneurs, and I encourage and honor what you're doing. And if there's anybody that needs to get information about what I was doing that didn't get a chance to take my number down last week,
What is that
want
number?
to call in about it, they can reach me at 954-260-4017. 954-260-4017. And if your guest would take my number and contact me and send me information,
Absolutely.
text me about your upcoming events. I'd love to participate as well. I'm a trainer and a lecturer and a speaker and a coach also.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Absolutely, yeah.
See, it's all about networking, 100%.
Yeah, so here we are, networking.
That's right.
1470. Isn't that a good place to network? 1470. And the people driving down 95, going home, going to the happy hour or listening to you, and they say, well, listen, let me copy this number down.
That's right. You never know who you're going to meet.
Jane, I really appreciate you being here, and you did an excellent program last week, and I thank you. Thank you for all your participation in terms of getting the information out to people so they can be healthy as well as wealthy.
Oh, thank you so much. Continue to have a great show, everybody. Thank
you for calling in. 954-260-4017. That's Jane Manette with her program, and she's going to help us reach out to her group and do seminars with her people so they can see, like she says, one thing to make $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month, but a year from now it's all gone because you overspent.
Right.
Hello.
Think about all the people who win the lottery and then 9 years later they're broke.
Oh yeah, bankrupt.
They don't know what to do. You got to teach people what to do.
We got to teach all of us what to do, because we've all made that mistake.
100%.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Woo. I don't want to tell you my story. You start crying. But anyway.
I'm waiting for the movie.
So as we wrap up, we have about 5 minutes left. And so in the last 5 minutes, what would you, Mike, what would you do? Jennifer, what would you tell us? Because a lot of people are listening. A lot of people just don't know what to do. A lot of people have fears, apprehensions. They're cautious. They don't know Prime America.
Oh, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity.
Right.
You don't have to, there's no, or very little out-of-pocket money.
Right.
To start your own company. I could tell you from my own experience, it costs a lot of money to run a company.
Come on, you had,
Here,
60 employees? Come on.
I had, what were we doing? 160,000 a month in expenses. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Here, it was $99 to sign up.
That's it?
That's it.
To get started.
$25 a month for the website access. So
that's it.
That's it. It's $300 a year.
Wow. And you're off running.
And you're off and running your own company.
In your own business.
Your own business.
And from what I hear, they say it's willable. If I build my base of business, I can will it to.
Yeah. That's what I hear.
Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Right.
Yep.
That's excellent. So I can build a base of business, and then if I leave, I can
that's
just
for your
leave
family.
From
You're
the
building
family.
your legacy.
Yeah. Wow.
Unlimited earning potential, residual income.
I like the term.
Yeah.
A lot of people looking for that opportunity, especially the 10,000 baby boomers who will retire every day for the next 13 years.
That's a fact.
They're there.
Yeah.
And some woefully inadequate in terms of having enough money to subsist on. So they go to, and nothing wrong with going to, what's that, Walmart and being a greeter and all that, for $8, $10 an hour. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh.
But there's a better way. That's
Absolutely.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Jennifer, what would you say?
I would say to anybody who was really wanting to see another opportunity, just call us.
Okay.
So we can sit down. The amount of, fear that they have, I always think it's because people just don't have enough information. And that's what I think fear is, just not having enough information or not feeling that there's somebody to do this with you.
Okay.
So if you call, we will help you work through any questions you might have. And it's nothing. Just come see it. Because you never want to be in the situation where you think, I should have.
Of course. And then you do training, too.
Absolutely.
Ongoing training? 3? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And where do you do training? Every Saturday, every Wednesday? Something? Tell us about the training.
We do training every Wednesday.
Right.
From 7 to 8:30 at night. And then Saturday mornings from 10 to 11:30. But for people who want to do this and they are ready to take their life insurance test, I will train anywhere, anytime, based on your schedule. Because I understand a lot of people are going to be doing this part-time. So if they take a lunch break at 12 o'clock and they want to meet at Cracker Barrel, I am more than happy to sit there and go over any piece of insurance knowledge that you need.
You know, the thing I like about it is this, the cost involved. You're saying to start, Mike was saying $99 to start a business.
That's a home run.
Come on, I'd spend that at McDonald's this weekend. But so $99 to start, basically. I don't have to pay for my life insurance license.
That's correct.
I don't have to pay for the school.
No.
That's correct.
And you help me go pass the test. You said 100% of the people that you've talked to
now
have passed the test and off and running.
That's right.
That's right.
The other side of it, the other piece is I've been able to get my securities license, which is a $500 license that Primerica paid for me.
Wow.
And it wasn't like I had to pay and they reimbursed me. They gave me a code, and that's all I needed to do.
Wow, excellent.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, I thank you for being on the program.
Oh, thank you.
This has been really great. I mean, it's an eye-opener for people who have not heard of Primerica and have not paid attention to financial literacy. And you will be teaching not only at Florida State University, I mean, FAU, if you will, but libraries and other places around the country. And for people to get in touch with you, all they have to do is call
973-271-5181.
Mike, any last comments for people?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
I mean, as a businessman,
That's A.L. Williams. Just do it.
You a businessman.
I just
a traditional businessman
That's
for
right.
a lot of years.
That's right.
And you've made some interesting money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
90
And so now
seconds.
you would recommend
I recommend it's a great opportunity.
the brick and mortar business is wonderful, but
Oh, yeah.
this is a little bit better. You
Oh,
said.
absolutely.
Okay, right. As a business, from one businessman to all the businessmen who are listening,
correct.
and women, who are listening.
That's correct.
Right. And number, Mike, one more time.
973-271-5181.
Right. Jennifer, Mike, thank you very much for being with
thank
me.
you.
Yeah, thank you for being on the Health and Wealth Station of South
you.
Florida. And this station tried to, in a big way, to present financial information for people to be self-sufficient and even health products. So thank you again for being here.
Thank you.
See you next week, same time, same place, 1470 AM, 95.3 on the FM.
Men and women are wanted for a new business on Main Street. The requirements are you must be self-directed, persistent, and have the willingness to succeed. If, after your difficult work, you succeed, a lifetime annual six-figure income is available. If interested, go to www.newbusinessonmainstreet.com. If you are despondent, broke, and not satisfied with life, then change your life.
10
Go to
seconds.
newbusinessonmainstreet.com. If you are not happy, then change your life. To change your life, you must change your life. So go to newbusinessonmainstreet.com and change your life. Call 561-302-2588. You have been listening to New Business on Main Street with your host, Russell. If you have a business idea and want to share it on the air, call Russell directly at 561-302-2588. That's 561-302-2588. For more information,